Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition, Comeback Mouse, of StarCraft2 Legacy of the Void. Today, it's going to be a GM ladder game between MCanning and a Barcode Zerg player here on Cyberforest, the ladder edition. Bottom right-hand corner, the red Protoss player, it is MCanning, sporting his traditional American flag spinning logo. And in the top left-hand corner, it is the blue Zerg player, Barcode. Alright, so it should be a really fun game here. MCanning is a very creative Protoss player, man. He streams a ton out on twitch.tv, link in the description to his Twitch channel. He loves disruptors. He is pretty much known as the patron saint of disruptors. He's loved them even when they sucked. He loves them when they're good. Especially, he plays them a whole ton. I'm not going to say we're going to see disruptors in this game for sure, but I'd be shocked if we didn't see any, honestly, in this matchup. Really good against Zerg, especially if they go something like Roach Ravager. Pretty decent against Terran too. If they're going bio, just little bio clumps taking a huge shot right to the face of Disruptor is, it's good for Protoss players. They love that stuff. Alright, so Probe scouting on in, does see the hatch first play. Is going to at least mimic a cannon. Nope, that's a forge. He is opening with a cannon rush. He does this from time to time. He's not like an every time cannon rush guy like Print F is, but he's definitely somebody who will cannon rush when he feels the need to, when he wants to. He's also very good at macro games too. It's not like he's bad at anything else. Check this out. Cannon and a gateway and a zero response from the Zerg. Here we go. Now we get the response from the Zerg. Just kidding. There is no response from the Zerg. He went extractor pool here. I don't know that he can save this hatchery. He is in a heap and help of trouble, everybody. The responses to this can be throwing up a couple spine crawlers, throwing up a third base somewhere else, canceling this one when the time comes, and then using the resources to expand down here. There you go. Once the cannon is done and the Protoss is committed, you cancel the hatch and go expand somewhere else and maybe try to avoid getting cannoned again by the Protoss, who can follow up with another pylon and some cannons. But absolutely 0%, zero spines being tossed up here. I'm very shocked by this. You want at least one just to kill these stupid scouting probes, if nothing else. He did take the gas up here, which is smart. You should really always do this versus Protoss, because the cannons can hit this extractor if you toss one there. So MCanning is always appreciative of Zerg players who are smart enough to throw their extractor up there instead of down here, especially against him. The Lings do a bit of a run by here. All right, he got 4 Lings out. Now you need to wall off up top inside the main, and he is. MCanning does have a cannon coming up back home, a cybernetics core here too. Just tossing up different cannons in different locations. There's your spine, and there is another spine, and there is another spine. So yes, he's getting spines a little bit later, I think, than I would have preferred. He wants to kill that probe, but can't. Nice job pulling back the probe to safety there behind the friendly cannons. Now the Lings aren't quite sure what they want to do. I mean, the Overlord does see the wall, so there's no reason to go up there and get killed by cannon fire. So they're trying to come on back home, maybe protecting... Oh, he canceled. What? Why did he cancel this? MCanning doesn't know anything about that at all. I don't see a lair. Is he going for a Baneling nest, Baneling bust, and like to attempt to break out of this contain? What an interesting strategy. I kind of like it a lot, honestly. He needs to move the spine up into range where it can deal with that stalker. Oh, can't even mine from these mineral patches because the cannon can hit over here. This is really dangerous stuff for the Zerg. He is in trouble. 1 base to 1 base is traditionally really bad for a Zerg. Good injects still coming in. You can't forget your injects and everything's going crazy. Lings and Banelings. And here we go. All of the spines moving on up. Zerglings cruising through the middle here. Banelings need to explode on something. They do take out one of the cannons. The second cannon getting healed up by Shield Batter. They want to kill the Stalker. They do get a surround on that and take it down. And now it's Spine Crawler versus Cannon here at the front door. Shield Batteries cannot heal through the damage the Spine Crawlers are putting out. That cannon is now dead as well. All 3 shield batteries are out of energy on the high ground. The one on the low ground is available to go ahead and heal up, but there's nothing to heal right now. It can't heal itself, and as a result, bam, he's going to go down to these spines here too. What a great play. Banelings and Zerglings and spines. Who knew that would be a thing here? No speed for the Zerglings, strangely enough. They're going to try to at least chase away that Stalker. This cannon is going to have some kills. Already has 8 kills to its name, but absorbing some shots so the Spine Crawlers can get into good position. And there we go. Actually, I think the Lings finished it off there. Nice job, Zerglings. Heroes. Heroes for sure. And then the Gateway's going to die too, so excellent break. I'm going to have to write that one down. Write those steps down and figure out how they are supposed to be. All right. So, natural base now coming down here for Barcode in about 5 minutes. which is not great, especially considering MCanning has his own natural base already on the way and further along in progression than the Zerg player does. So, 24 to 14 workers, that's also what I was worried about for the Zerg. He's down in overall economy. It feels like, as a Zerg player, even if you do defeat a cannon rush like that, a lot of resources were sunk into that for MCanning. And overall, just ended up losing a little bit less and was still making probes back home while the Zerg player was forced to turn his workers into, you know, spine crawlers and whatnot. But hey, the Zerglings got a surround on that Stalker defending here. Oh, that's huge. Slow Lings doing way more damage than they should be able to do. Can they take down the pylon before the cannon comes up? And the answer is there's a cancel. And he depowers the front door here, and MCanning is not going to be able to secure his natural base. He really, really should cancel that. He has an Oracle on the way, but it's not going to get there in time to save that. This is too... Oh, no, there's already one out, actually. Just kidding. There's already one here. There's another one in production. And as a result, the Lings have to get out. So he does save the day by making a single Oracle gateway opening after the cannon rush attempt that did get stopped. I mean, I don't know if it got stopped. It actually delayed the Zerg player's natural base for quite some time. Oracle happily with 7 kills, shuts down all of those Lings. Again, Slowlings cannot run away from Oracles. It's a very sad state of things, really. Spore Crawler defending the main base. 2 Queens defending the natural base. He's trying to drone up. He's trying to keep up and catch up in overall worker count. Zergling almost gets a probe down there. One more hit would have done it, but the Adept finishes it off. What are we... using a cannon to kill his own pylons. So we'd actually get out of the main, as that was a hard wall temporarily. Spine Crawlers might as well throw themselves at the front door to deal with Adept harass and whatnot. One inside the main mineral line. And a third base would not be a miss right now from the Barcode player. He's at 28 workers. There we go. Sending a drone down to go for a third to re-expand to this location where, again, he had a base coming up. It feels like he had to cancel this third base so that he would be able and have the resources to make those Banelings and Lings that he used to break out. Maybe he couldn't have done both? I don't know. Very strange situation there. Oracle gets cruising on out. Overlord dies to a Void Ray, but does his job. Scouts, there's Void Rays out. So honestly, Hydralisks are not a bad idea here. Mutas trade fairly well with Void Rays too, cost for cost. And third base, really, really important for the Zerg. I'm glad that he's getting that down right now. No sign of MCanning going for a third, but he is basically fully saturated on 2 bases here because Chrono Boost is a good spell. He's throwing up a robotics facility as the follow-up and a Twilight Council. So he can do pretty much whatever he wants here. He has all the tech paths available to him. If he goes for a Robotics Bay, we're probably going to see Disruptors. If instead he goes for a Templar Archives, we're probably going to see some Archons and some Storm and whatnot. Charge first, though. Charge definitely an upgrade you're going to want versus Zerg. Charge lots are exceptionally good. Unless the Zerg player has a lot of Banelings or like a lot of Roaches in great positions, Charge lots are just fantastic units. Against Zerg. They're so tanky, they hit so hard, most of the Zerg units just don't have enough HP to withstand their assaults. It is going to be a Templar Archives too from MCanning. And it could be a Robotics Bay. I mean, he might as well go for all of the things if he wants. He is a Protoss player. You can do that. You can do that off of 2 base. You can go on a Mortal Archon push on 2 base that would be really hard to stop, surprisingly. Had a situation like that on a ladder match that Somicron and I had. An Archon match, actually, at twitch.tv/Falcon Paladin last week. And what did we do? We Nidus? Yeah, I think we Nidus the Protoss. Did some damage. Did not do enough, though, and kept him from getting a third base, but it didn't matter. Their 2 base ability to get up a huge army of Archons and Immortals and Zealots was actually fairly impressive. So they beat us that way, and we moved on to another game. But yeah, check it out. We do team games. We do Archon stuff at twitch.tv/Falcon Paladin a few times a week. Come say hi. He really needs... There we go. Transferring some drones down from the main base. Going to take him down to the third to help fully saturate that thing. Not going overboard on Queens here either. He's just, you know, got a couple in different locations. Got some spores here too. He's going for a Hydralisk Den as he's worried about the potential of mass Void Ray. But that does not seem to be what we're seeing here. It's 1 Void Ray. Archon production has begun here. This is what I was talking about. You can get these Archons pretty well off of 2 bases. Third base almost done here though. From MCanning, and he's got the old the Stasis Ward as well as a couple Oracles defending. Lings have a really, really hard time breaking this. As it turns out, they do not want to come in here because they will get Stasis and they will die. Warp Prism, best unit in the game for Protoss these days. Maybe the Immortal, but look at that. Just immediate reinforcements here. Spine Crawlers coming up to defend the third base. Archon getting some preemptive shots off. Here goes nothing. Lings and Hydras trying to get on top of these units. The Hydras dealing with the Zealots fairly well. Queen gonna go... Oh, Queen stays alive. Great force fields, though. keeping the rest of the Zerg units from pursuing. And MCanning does not like what he sees there. He decides to back on out. So great job here by Barcode. It's at 54 workers to 52 for MCanning. A fourth base down here would not be a miss either. More and more Hydras cruising on down. But remember what I said about charge lots being good? Charge lots are really, really good, you guys, especially if they have +1 attack. Oh, Void Ray down, Sentry down. Ouch, ouch, ouch. But guess who's not down? Warp Prism inside the main with a couple Archons. They're going to start getting some kills. 11 kills on that one, 10 kills on that one. Hydras, if you kite them correctly, pretty good against the Archon, actually. Not bad. Some charge lots come in, but again, Ling Hydra, decent against charge lots. Banelings probably would have been better there, but the Lings were taking long enough for the Hydras to get some damage done. And that's what you want to see. To recall home of who? Did you recall? Oh, he just recalled home the Warp Prism. All right, that's fine. That is fine. Barcode, fourth base. Let's go. I mean, this is GM level stuff here, so I don't know that I have a whole lot of advice to give here to this player, but he, you know, 220 APM at Expand would be good. He knows about MCanning's third. He really should just toss it down. He is extremely oversaturated on his natural base and his third base. All of his bases are oversaturated, so there we go. Fourth hatch finally coming down. I know he was worried about the attack previously, but it's a Hydra, Ling, Baneling thing, as I do hear some Banelings morphing in. There they are. Few Banelings. Do they have centrifugal hooks? They absolutely do not. They are slow Banelings, nor is that being researched either. Double Oracle coming in for Revelation. They really can't get much done by way of damage. Yee, taking some shots there is not good. Not good at all. 26 Lings in production. Still not working on centrifugal hooks. Creep spread is okay. It is not pro-level creep spread, but he's been under attack for quite some time here, so it is hard to keep that going. Leaving a squadron of Hydras inside the main to deal with Warp Prism Harass again. Going for a Spire here, too. I'm liking it. We are moving into a late-game ZVP for sure. I mean, come on. We already have Archons and Immortals and Charge Lots and +2 attack coming in. That counts as a late game, right? MCanning and his fourth Nexus is coming into it about the same time as the fourth hatchery. He's just up, man. He is just up in overall economy for sure. Oracle taken down. Hydralisks with the speed upgrade and on creep are extremely zippy. And they will chase down your Oracles to some extent. I mean, they are not faster than your Oracle, but they come in from the right angle. Your Oracle will end up dead. Decent transfer timing there, a little bit early for this fourth hatch, as a lot of these drones will go long distance mine for at least one trip before the hatchery is complete. I like the Lings scattered about, trying to see if there are additional attacks coming from any direction. Creep spread could be better down there to the south, too. Lings, Banes, Hydralisks. Yeah, man, I don't know what else to say here about what we're seeing from the Zerg player, other than he probably is going to go for Brood Lords based on the Spire timing, which would be pretty good. Yeah, let's not fight inside that choke. Bad idea. Storm is done? Of course Storm is done. Revelation tossed down Oracle. 2 kills and getting chased away there. We got some Zealots going for a run by, but they do get scouted. At least they get spotted by this Overlord. Reaction time from the Zerg is approximately not happening yet. There we go. Reaction time. He's more worried about this army than he is about the Zealots. The Zealots get pushed back. Was that an F2? Did he actually... Why would he go back there? He should continue to attack on in. Oh, he's trying to... Oh, a bunch of Mutas popped, actually. So Zealots inside the main get cleaned up by Mutalisks. Dang, son. All right, it's going to be Muta play here. Banelings not really doing anything. Storm not doing much of anything either there, but there's a ton of Storm here at 13 minutes. Zealots coming in for their aborted attack attempt, but again, getting spotted by these Overlords the entire time. Mutas do get get an Immortal, take a hit from an Archon, and get out of there with the Storm. Banelings, Lings, Hydras. Yeah, these Zealots are doing approximately nothing. I don't think they killed a single thing there. They did force some Banelings to die, which is nice. And guess who doesn't have Phoenix? MCanning does not have Phoenix. He's trying to take down pylons, maybe depower stuff, but no Artosis pylons here today. Not for MCanning. The Muta harass is really annoying, but he's still preparing for the attack on the left side of the Lings, Banes, and Hydras. Banelings at the back. Oh, Archons at the front is what you want here. The Archons at the front to absorb those Baneling shots is exactly what you want. It takes like 40-something Banelings to kill an Archon. It's insane. It's insane how good they are at taking that damage. Infestation Pit on the way. Another Warp Prism coming in here. We got Lings and Hydras reinforcing from the front. Fourth base happily running. 4 base to 4 base is not where you want to be as a Zerg player, though. He is in trouble despite the fact that he's up about 50 supply and about 10 workers. Zealots. Zealot attacks just cruising around. Trying to see what they can see what they can do, find any hatcheries that might be coming up. There's nothing to find up there, but maybe in another world there would be. The Muta's being annoying here, but distracting for the Lings and Banes and Hydras to come into the third base. They're getting some damage done. Hydras will deal that damage, especially if they have the range upgrade. Storm, 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 storm. Good storm dodging here from the barcode player. Incredible storm dodging. Muta's attacking on into the fourth base, taking out Stalkers before they even manage to warp in. That's incredible stuff that they're getting done here. And Cannon getting healed up by shield battery for some time. Manages to chase the Mutalisks away. The army comes up and says, we saw some Zealots up here. He just barely misses seeing them. Good hiding from MCanning. Seriously great hiding. Meanwhile, a hive coming in from the Zerg player. He should have expanded about 3 minutes ago, I think, but not doing that. Really interested in killing off of 4 bases here, which I feel like is probably what's keeping him in GM. This Archon is having a field day against those Lings until he dies. Anyway, so many Archons. And the Storm. The Storm is the bigger problem here. Oh, good snipes, though. Pretty good snipes flying through some storms. A little bit of the control on the Mutas. Maybe not all that good. The Archons getting some hits there. No! Absolutely not. Taking on the Warp Prism would be a major victory. They do end up getting the Warp Prism here. But enough Stalkers and enough Immortals present to take out the ground army, leaving the Mutalisks to fly around a little bit confusedly here. Don't like what they see as a single Zealot taking out a 5th base attempt by the Brockguard player in the top section of the map. How many kills on these High Templars? 0-0. The Archons have 1. I mean, it was really a combination defense there, I would say. Muta's finally taking out the Zealot on the 5th hatchery. Army supply 84 to 63. More Hydras, more Lings. Honestly, dude, Broodlords, you're at 16 minutes. You need to go to Broodlords here. You have some pretty good income coming in, especially with that 5th base finishing up. Keep the Muta harass going on, but back home, tech up to them Broods. Yeah, killing some probes is a very nice thing to do here, too. 14 probes have died. 6 drones have gone down. Probes continuing to get sniped down here by the Mutalisks, but Muta count is dwindling here, too. 14 of them have been killed so far in this match. Forcing MCanning to go for it, man. There's a Greater Spire and Corruptor. So he is going Broodlord, which is brilliant, but can he get there in time is the question. It takes a while for the Greater Spire to come up. 5th base looks like it's in trouble. Most of the army is here, though, from a barcode. Trying to get a wraparound on some of these Archons. Muta's coming around from the backside. Storm at the front. Oh, the beautiful Storm on the Hydralisk, just absolutely chewing through the Hydras. 5th base gets sniped down. Banelings and Hydras are trying to get connections on stuff, but there's no Zealots for them to explode on. They might as well take down some of the Stalkers if they can. The Corruptor's getting sniped out of the sky, keeping the Warp Prism alive here. Army supply 77 to 54. Corruptors really want to kill that Warp Prism, and the Stalkers want to kill the Corruptors in exchange. 30 Lings on the way, man. Keeping this Warp Prism alive is hard to do with these Hydras getting chased down everywhere. Yeah, I think the Warp Prism might be dead. Oh, actually, nice job taking out some reinforcing Hydras. Oh, they're getting sniped out there, too. The Hydras do actually not have any attack upgrades whatsoever, surprisingly. Usually, if you're going to go for Ling being Hydra, you want some kind of Hydralisk upgrade as far as attack goes, but nope, not today. Warp Prism finally dies, just as it thinks it's safe here. A bunch of more Zealots getting warped in. The Banelings are prepared for them. This is a pretty darn great match. Hydras taking another storm there. They're trying to get rid of the cannons. Oh, storming the Banelings. They do not get many hits off there at all. Fantastic control there from MCanning. Once again, Storm keeping MCanning alive here. Banelings exploding on Archons, helping to kill those. And the army pulls back here for the Zerg. More Mutas. Why would he make more Mutalisks? No, that's not the choice here, as he didn't replace his 5th base during the attack. Maybe take one down here if it's a little bit safer for you. Yeah, I mean, it's effectively been 4-base to 4-base for quite some time. And we know that Protoss can do more cost-efficient attacks and defenses on 4 bases versus a 4-basing Zerg. That's why Zerg needs to be up a base, is the cost efficiency of the overall attacks over time here. And look, trying to take a 5th base of his own, MCanning is, while the Zerg player has no interest in doing that whatsoever. He needs to drone up. He needs to drone up. He needs to take a 5th. Just there's no indication he's even thinking about doing that right now. Making some investors, which I think some spellcasters would be nice here. Some fungals would be pretty amazing on those charge lots. And against the Stalkers, too, to be honest. 5th base coming up on the right side. Oh, the game sense. Oh, the game sense. Goodbye, 5th base. No. All right, so MCanning on 4 bases. He's not happy about that, but again, happier than the Zerg player is. On 4 bases, Broodlords are here. Are there enough of them is the question. There are no Tempests at all. I just don't know if this is enough of a Zerg army to handle this. It's the right composition. The Broodlords are the right idea here. The Mutas are trying to snipe off the High Templar, but great game sense from MCanning chasing those guys away. Again, delaying the attack while the Broodlords morph in is a pretty darn good thing that the Mutalisks are doing here. Pulling the whole army back to deal with those Mutas is amazing. Observer. Again, upgrades on the Queens mean that Observer would have died there, but no upgrades on the Queens at all means the Observer lives. Upgrades are a big deal, you guys. 3 more Broodlords in production here, and no Tempest from MCanning. Does he know about this? Does he know that there are Broodlords coming? He doesn't even know where the Spire is, so no, he doesn't know there are Broodlords coming. He might have. No, I think Barcode's done a pretty darn good job hiding those Broodlords from MCanning. Cannon getting hit, but yeah, shield battery really, really good. 4 more Infestors in production here. More and more Broodlords. A 5th would be in. Look, you're long distance mining. Get a 5th base. Killing me, Smalls. You're doing it. You're killing me, Smalls. All right, here comes the engagement. Coming on down. Ooh, Infestor gets sniped immediately. What were you trying to do there? I don't know. Broodlords going for it, man. Storming the Broodlords. Trying to get the Archons underneath them. Not working extremely well. Oh boy, the Broodlords are raining down destruction on the army. Storm trying to hit them, but they have so much HP. The Blink Stalkers, though, get the Hydras over there. Save the Broodlords. Pull them back. Don't let them get directly hit here. The Broodlords are taking way too much damage versus this ground composition. The Infestors need to toss down some Fungals or something. I don't think they have any other upgrades anyway. And the Infestors are thinking about doing stuff here. Infested Terrans! Really? That's what we're tossing down right now? The Broodlord count is down to 3. MCanning is retreating with everything that he has right now. 5th base done for MCanning. 5th base on the way here. For the Zerg, Infested Terrans are slow, and actually, maybe they can get the Warp Prism. They hit pretty hard against air units. The Kite, and the Kite, and the Kite, but additional Stalkers have warped in. This is the difference between the income right now. In the 2 players, it's basically double for MCanning, blinking on top of the Broodlords. Whack, whack, whack. They have +3 attack. All the Broodlords are gone. Army supply is 41 of 36. Barcode Zerg player leaves the game. And MCanning is your winner. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic match. Triple fantastic match here. It just comes down to no 5th base for the Zerg. He never really got one. This is it. He had the one up north for about 10 seconds. He had the one over here for about 10 seconds. And he just didn't have the upgrades he needed to handle that. Upgrades, he had +1 ground carapace, and he had +2 ground attack. That was it. No other upgrades for the Hydralisks at all. No upgrades for the Broodlords. It just got basic ability and speed and range upgrades. But this +3 attack for MCanning was massive. Storm was massive, obviously. Blink was a huge deal in that final combination and that final confrontation. So good game to be sure. It feels like a tiny bit of a premature GG. I mean, I guess if we look at what we have here, 6 Hydras, an Infestor for Barcode versus 11 Stalkers, 2 Immortals, and 4 charge lots with better upgrades for MCanning. I mean, sure, it's a better situation now, plus the 5th base is running. The income, again, is way higher for the Protoss than for the Zerg. So, good game. Good game there overall. I don't know what the Zerg player was doing, not getting a 5th for so long, but there are things he can work on, to be sure. All right, good stuff. That is going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.